And that is the inspiration for my title page. Are you guys ready? So this is what I created. Now mine will say 2023 because that's the year I'm doing. But when you're looking at it, I'm assuming you're doing 2024. And we do have the numbers cut out for 2024 for you. But so this page took a lot of different directions for me. I had kind of an idea in my head, and when I started doing it, it just was not working. So, oh, Cooper says hi. It was not working, and I had to change directions a few times, but I'm really happy with the end result. And I think it's really important to create a page to start your album off. So I'm going to put the pages in my album at the end of this video so that we can see what this kind of looks like. Yeah, Cooper's talking. He likes when I do the videos, but I think he thinks I'm talking to him, so he has something to say. Anyway, so I did not do a bundle for this, but we did put the supplies in a special section on our online store that you can purchase what you need. It's not a lot, but it was pretty darn fun to put together. I really, really enjoyed it. You'll notice that I did do a big collage of photos on this side. And again, I winged it. I totally did. But the impact is fabulous. I chose to do my photos in black and white because I was choosing photos from all the different months throughout the year. So the colors really varied. It would definitely work, but I decided to tone it down and just do black and white. So I will dissect this for you. Now my notes on this one are really scattered. It's not very organized at all. So I'll show you my page. This is my notes. So I'm going to stumble through it. And that's how my brain works when I create. So that's what my notes look like. It's just a jumbled mess. Things are crossed out. Nope, didn't use that. Nope, changed my mind on that. Nope, that's not going to work. Oh, let's add this. So that's kind of how it all came together. But let's start with the base. Okay, so for the base, I chose to use the Color Vibe Midnight cardstock for the background piece. And that is done exactly the same way as the previous one I showed you on the December page. I cut the middle out, and it's just a foundation for my white to go on. I think it ties in all of the black and white photos, the black letters, the gray in my stenciling in the background and everything. So it is not black. It's called Midnight. It's very dark gray. So it just kind of pulls everything together. So that's what I chose for that. And then a sheet of smooth white cardstock is going to be the foundation of your layout. Okay, so that is the two main pieces. You may want to make a list. Remember I was talking, if you caught my live earlier this week, I said that start yourself a little notebook that you, yes, you did make the title page, Shelby. You should be on there more often, really, because I spend more time with you than anybody else. Actually, you're on there a couple of times because you're in this photo too. But start yourself a notebook. Go to the dollar store and buy yourself a notebook and have it with you when you watch these lives, whether it's the calendar lives, the product lives, my card making lives, whatever lives I do. It's really handy to have a notebook. I do this for myself when I'm watching other videos, and I make notes. So this way you can write down the things that you need or you want or you're interested in, and it's easy to go back when you're shopping and find those items, because I say the names of things and, you know, the sizes of things and so on. And it's good for you to have those notes made. So I know you're all probably running around your room now trying to find a piece of paper to write things down on. But start yourself a notebook and just make it a 2025 to Scrapbook Friends inspirational notebook. And then that way you can jot all these things down and you can go back and refer to them. Because I have this fun little notebook that I picked up at Dollarama. It was $1.25. And you can see I have sticky note tabs to kind of mark things, but I make notes about all kinds of things in here. I even staple in pieces of paper if I run out of room. And I can make notes on all kinds of things. And I go back and refer to those things a lot. So it's definitely something that I think is a good tool. But yeah, so anyways, again, I trimmed down the white paper to measure something. Let's measure to be sure. I want to say it's 11 3/4. Yes, it is. So, but I trimmed it down after I did my stenciling on the background, because if my stenciling is a little bit lopsided and I want to chop more off one side than the other, then it lets me do that. So, but it ends up getting cut down to 11 3/4 by 11 3/4. And then you do attach it to that border piece that you're going to have out of the midnight. So that's the two bases there. Now, I did not grab a package of the letters, but we have cut out the 2024 letters. Mine says 2023 because I'm working on a year behind, but the die cuts come 2024, and it is one of each of the letters. Now, I stack my letters. I like to stack them. So I actually took 3 packs of letters and I stacked them so that I have dimension to my letters. That's optional. It's totally up to you what you want to do. You could stack them twice. This is not super heavyweight cardstock, so it's going to give you a little elevation by doing it twice, but if you do it 3 times, you get that nice stacked die cut look. But you don't have to. You can use pop dots to pop them up if you want to. And noting screenshots is handy too. Yes, screenshots are great, but I find they get lost in your camera roll and you forget where you took the screenshot. Did you put it on your computer? Is it on Instagram? Is it on Facebook? Is it there? I tend to get really confused with those. But I find the notebook is huge. And don't scribble your notes so fast that you don't even know what they say. Like, really try to take your time and make sure you're giving yourself good notes, because then that way you'll understand them better. So the die cuts are available as a purchase. You get the 2024 numbers one time. The die that I used for the flowers, we do not have in stock. It's an older set, but we can order it. So we do have it up as a pre-order. And it is called, what is it called? Let me dig it out. It is called the, oops, that's not it. The Waffle Flower Layered Daisy Die. And this is the die here. Amanda had card samples up in the store. I think we ordered this like 20 times. It was very, very popular. Makes beautiful flowers. And they're not just daisies. They can be cone flowers. They can be, what are they? Black-eyed Susans. They can be all kinds of colors. So they are really fun. Now, I did them in white, but I did ink blend over top of them in a very soft gray. We'll get to the ink colors in a minute, just to have them stand out from the background. Because white on white is, I didn't want them to blend in too much. Now, the other thing is I used Nina 110 pound cardstock to cut these out. So that white is a little bit different than my background white. And you'll notice when I hold this up here that there is a bit of a contrast, and I like that. They're not the same white. They're a different color, which works. And then I did ink blend very faintly with gray to just have them stand out a bit. And I did choose to use the 110 pound cardstock to do my flowers. It gives them more stability. And when they die cut, they look more full, if that's a thing, a little more cushioned. And then that's how I got that look. So the daisies are this Waffle Flower Layered Daisy Die. So if you want to purchase that, you can. You obviously can use any florals that you have and get a similar look. But if you're really partial to the daisy, then you can pick that up. The word hello is from the Waffle Flower Oversized Hey, Hi, Hello print die. I love this. It comes with the word and the shadow for hi, hey, and hello. Great options for card making. It gives you that nice big bold sentiment, but as you can see, it works great for scrapbooking as well. So this says hello 2023, which is the look that I was going for. So that's what I use. We have a few of those in stock, but they if they sell out, we will order more, but it will go into a pre-order option at that point. And we do have a category on our online store, same place that you find all the 2024 calendar sections. We have now one for the title page, and the items for this are in there. So that's the hello. And then the die, you'll notice I have a couple of photos that I did in circles in my collage, and that is using the Hero Arts Infinity Circle dies. We've used these many, many times throughout the calendars last year and this year. So it's a great staple to have on hand. Again, we have a few of them in stock, but if we need to, we will go into pre-order status for that. But that is the circle die I used. It just gives you an infinite amount of circles, so you can decide what sizes you want to use, and you'll notice that I have a couple of them throughout my collage. The other thing that I used for the collage part is I used paper strips and I stamped the calendar months on them. I loved having them scattered throughout my collage to show that I have pictures in there from each month. Now, some I have, like there's more photos than there are months. I really just picked my favorites, cut a bunch of them out and started putting them together like a puzzle. So, but I put, you know, the calendar months close to photos that were from that month, and it's from the set from Lawn Fawn called Plan On It Calendar. So if you did the planner with us, we use this extensively. I did use it in the early stages of the calendar series, but I've kind of gotten away from it. But it is a set that I go back to quite often. It gives you the months of the year, it gives you the days of the week, and it gives you 2 options for numbers. So it is something that I do use quite a bit. And we don't have any in stock. It's an older set, so it's on a pre-order basis only. So if you're interested in that, you definitely have to pre-order so that we know how many to get. And then to put the strips on here, this does not come with a die. It's just a stamp set, but you can try using sentiment sets that you have. But what I find works really well for a lot of these sentiments that are like 1-line greetings is this, the Easy Strips 1/4 inch strip dies. So this will cut out strips of cardstock that are 1/4 inch and they're perfectly cut. And I find a lot of the little sentiments fit nicely on them. And then you can cut them to whatever length that you want. So that's what I did on here. So like May is shorter than February, which is shorter than September. So that way I could just cut the lengths that I wanted after I stamped them, and it works out perfectly. So I use this die a lot for sentiments. And it is also available in a 1/2 inch size, which is nice for wider sentiments. So it's definitely something you might want to look at for sentiment strips. It is designed to make strips on cards, but you can definitely use this for lots of other things. And I do find I grab this one a lot for my sentiments. And then one of the stars of the show is the Pink Fresh Kaleidoscope stencil. We use this on the October page, or yes, October was it? Let me see. I'm just looking to make sure I'm telling you the right thing. Yes, October page. So I'll show you again. Well, Cooper was in here. I'm not sure. It's okay. So this is the October page. So it's done in the browns and oranges, and I only use 2 of the stencils. So that's what it looks like on that layout. This is a real classic stencil. You can use this for any theme, any color, any time. I feel like I'm going to be grabbing this one a lot. This one I chose to do all 3 layers of the stencil, and I did it in gray, yellow, and sort of a orange color tone. So again, you can see how that created that background to put all of this on there. And it's nice because with the stencils, you can kind of fade your design out in different sections, and it just looks spectacular. I also did some splattering on there as well afterwards using the gold. I actually used this for the first time. I have the gold Winsor & Newton ink, but I also love this palette as well, because you just add water to it and then just splatter right from the palette. Now I will say this has a little less shimmer than the Winsor & Newton ink does, but I do like it for comfort and ease of use. It's very nice to work with. So we do have a limited supply of this in stock now. There's more coming, but a lot of people have the gold splatter because we've been using it a lot. So that is available as well. So, and then the champagne dots, the glass drops from Pink Fresh is another thing that I added. And then I also tore a couple edges of the paper and stapled them down. So a stapler and staples is another thing that I added. Now, I will talk about ink. So, ink colors. Pink Fresh is what I used mainly. And so Pink Fresh sells their ink cubes in sets. So there are ink cubes from a number of different sets. We put up the sets that we have in stock, which was most of them, I think. And then we are doing a big restock on the Pink Fresh ink, and they will pop back up in that category as well. But you can also Google right on the Pink Fresh page which sets these ink cubes are part of. Actually, you know what? I have them here. Oh, but I don't know the name of the set because I don't have the set name. So the Pink Fresh cubes, I'm going to show you my fabulous case. This is where I keep all my Pink Fresh inks. So they're sold in sets, and the color goes from light to dark. So I chose colors from here to do my inks for this. So Rocky Slope, Lemon Whip, and Sunkissed is what I used for the background. So Rocky Slope is the gray, Lemon Whip is the yellow, and then the Sunkissed is that little orange dot. So that's what I used for the background. And then I used, on the die cuts, I used Misty Coast, which is a lighter, I believe it's the lighter gray. Yes, Misty Coast is the lightest gray here. That's what I used on the flowers to give them that light gray hint. So that's the Misty Coast. Rocky Slope I used to add detail on the gray for the hello word. And also that was used in the stencil. And then Spanish Moss was used to add highlights to the dark green cardstock here. And then Marigold was used to do the centers, to add some definition there. And then the cardstock colors I used for my die cutting was the 110 weight Nina for the flowers. And then Concord and Ninth, I used Honeycomb for the centers. I used Avocado for the leaves. And then I used Dove for this hello word here. So those are the cardstock colors that I chose. And all of those things are in that section where we show all the add-ons and things that we use on our layouts. So I sanded all the edges of my photos, and that's where that sanding becomes evident. So if you look where the photos overlap, that's when you can really see the sanding effect on the pictures. So rather than matte my photos, I sand the edges, and then that way they show up nicely. You can see a nice little close-up of the girls from Two Scrapbook Friends. And then I did ink the edges of all of my cardstock pieces that have the months on them using that dark gray ink from that set. I think it was Rocky Slope. So the stencil is only a small stencil. It's not a big, huge 12 by 12 stencil. And so I start with the larger design, and I basically just move my way across the page and down. So it's very easy to follow. It's easy to line up. You do want to be careful, though, that you don't get these harsh edges that the stencil has here. So in other words, start your stencil up higher than you want it to be, and then you're only stenciling to like here, because you don't want to get those harsh edges and like pull it off the page over here, and then just work on that, and then you just slide it over and match it up, and slide it over and match it up. So it does work very nicely, very, very easy to do this. Did you just tear the edges of the white cardstock? I sure did. I just ripped it and folded it over, and then I stapled it down. So it just kind of adds a little bit of detail to the edges of the page. Any other questions that you might want? I'm going to take a minute and I'm going to put these things into my binder because I think it's very important to show how great all of this looks in your album. If you're doing an album, it's like so rewarding to actually have an entire year completed. So I have 2 of these binders now. 2 full years of scrapbooking done. That is unheard of in my 23 years of scrapbooking. I never completed anything. So this calendar series has definitely made it so that I have completed an entire year. And if you want to do more scrapbooking in between your months, that is totally doable by just adding in pages to your scrapbook in between the months. This doesn't have to be the only scrapbooking that you do, but it can be the scrapbooking that you get done if you're not completing anything, which for a lot of people is the case. And also getting that printer. I get absolutely nothing by you buying that printer. It is just me telling you that that's how it goes. It's okay, so look at this. I have a completed book. So this is what the very front looks like. So this is how my year is going to start. It's done. Ta-da! I'm thrilled. I just think it is so fun. Like I said, I have 2 albums now that are completed, and I can't wait for this year. So we are continuing the calendar series through 2025, and I'm excited. The January page will come out in February, and we will just continue the same routine that we've been doing all along. So there is my completed album. I know you can't see the whole thing because the album doesn't fit. It is so rewarding and so much fun. And again, if you have been buying these calendar pages and you're not doing them, you need to make a commitment to yourself to actually set aside some time and do this, and try to create along with us, because it is just so worth it to go back and look at all the fun things that you've done and how you've changed and evolved, how your scrapbooking has changed and evolved, all the fun things that you do. It's just nice to put them all in one place, and see all the great things that you do. And I know that life does not come without some dark times. We actually had a friend who had a pretty tragic event in her life, and it goes back to this page here. Right here, this was the, whoops, not this one. This was the page that she had to create during some pretty dark times. And my suggestion to her was to gather up her favorite photos of this particular person and dedicate that whole page to her. It would be really hard to do it at the time, but she will look back on this and she will appreciate the fact that she did it. And obviously she changed the wording on this side of the page, but she kept the format of the page and it made it work for her. So there's definitely ways to work around things like that. And the thing is, it is all part of life. And, you know, we do have to work through the dark times. And a lot of us are scrapbooking. This always comes to mind. A lot of us are not caught up on our scrapbooking. So I remember when Amanda was scrapbooking heavily, she came across a boyfriend that at the time was very important in her life, but they were no longer together. And she said, what do I do with all these photos? I said, well, if you were scrapbooking current and keeping up with things as they were happening, those photos would already be in your album. So it's really important to remember that those things are a part of your life and that they do need to be documented. You can choose to leave them out if you want to, but I really feel like it's therapeutic. It helps you get through things. It just, you know, it's part of life. But thankfully, most of my things were happy times, and I can look back at this whole book and be really proud of the fact that I've scrapbooked an entire year, and all of the main components of that year are shown in these photos. It's not every photo I took. I would need hundreds of albums for that, but it's better than not having anything at all. And I really feel like it's just such a huge accomplishment, and I love it. So if you have not joined us for this series up until now, I definitely encourage you to jump in, especially if you love to scrapbook. And yeah, so that's what I know. But I'm thrilled. I have a whole album that's completed front to back. And yeah, so I'm pretty proud of that. And I hope you guys are having fun with it too. I get a lot of feedback from people, and it's all positive. So it's a great experience, and I love doing it. And I love, even though I'm working on deadlines and sometimes I'm creating pages like days before I have to show you. So, and sometimes, you know, items aren't in stock. We have to pre-order because that's how life is for me. It's just busy and it's hard, and I just do my best. And I'm happy to bring this part of my crafting to you. So you just have to be patient with me sometimes, because things will come and you will get them and it will be wonderful. So that's what I know. I hope you enjoyed the 2024 series, and I'm really looking forward to the 2025 series as well. So hopefully you'll be along with that journey as well. So anyways, happy shopping. Everything will be up in those sections on our online store. Just go to the online store. You'll see an icon that says calendar series. You go in there and they're all broken down by month. So you want to find the December 2024 icon and the title page icon. And if you are new to this, your bundle will come with a photo of the December page. There is no photo for the title page. It's not a bundle. You'll have to refer to this live for information on that. But yes, so you get a photo of the layout and you get a QR code that has the information that will take you right back to this video to watch the video again. So you don't have to go searching through our archives to find the videos. So Monica says, you and Amanda are the best creators. Well, thank you very much. I just do what I do, and I hope for the best. So anyways, enjoy the rest of your day and happy shopping, and we will see you soon.